Hi everyone, it's Dave Boots from Co-Credo, and today I'm talking to another one of our long-standing customers, Jackie Ray, who is a partner at Blaser Mills. So thank you for taking the time to talk to us today, Jackie.
No problem. Looking forward to it.
Brilliant. And I'm going to sort of jump right into it. For those that sort of don't know about Blaser Mills, could you explain a little bit about what you do?
Okay, Blaser Mills is a long-standing and full-service law firm. It's been around since about the 1800s, and we've got a number of offices: London, High Wycombe, Amersham, Rickmansworth, and then oddly one at Silverstone, which kind of reflects the sort of spread of business that we have. Our commercial business, of which I'm part of, has really expanded in the last couple of years, and we represent a number of sort of household name clients that, from the external viewer looking in at Blaser Mills, might think that we wouldn't, but we do. So I've been there for 8 years now, and it's really expanded in the time since I've been there. As you know, we worked together at a previous firm, and I believe even a previous firm before that. So we've been good supporters of Co-Credo over the years. Like you, we try and aim to provide a sort of excellent service for our clients, and we get fantastic feedback. We're always nominated for awards. And we're sort of highly ranked in a number of directories, particularly for commercial litigation, which is what me and my team do.
Okay, brilliant, fantastic. So with the whole current situation that we all find ourselves in, how has Blaser Mills had to adjust to accommodate for COVID-19, especially with kind of the initial lockdown restrictions?
Okay, well, it came as a bit of a shock. We have, like many people, open plan offices, and space is a premium, and we're in the south, offices in London, and sort of high value properties. So it came as a bit of a shock to find ourselves suddenly in lockdown. And lawyers are traditional fellows. We like to have our files and our documents all around us.
Yeah.
And luckily, our team works on a case management system, and all emails, documents, court forms are saved to that. So perhaps we were more agile than we thought that we would have been. But we did like our little security blanket of all being together in our office, working together, because it's often useful to pick each other's brains or just consult with other lawyers who've had different experiences. But our team adjusted really well. We are quite good at adjusting to things. We've used Zoom and Scanner for Me and WhatsApp, Microsoft Teams. There's been an awful lot of support through our IT team to keep us all agilely working at home. And to be fair, I think now we found many of us are preferring this. We can actually get more done because we don't have to have the travel. We don't have the disruption of people coming in asking questions. But of course, we miss our colleagues. But I think we've actually been incredibly busy during the lockdown period. So it was sort of, we just had to get on with it, really.
It is, obviously. All companies have had to, I would think, adjust in some form due to the restrictions. And obviously the government have, as we've seen, have slowly sort of easing the lockdown restrictions. Has that changed anything, or is it still kind of, you're all sort of working as per, when it all started?
Well, yes, with the ease of restrictions, we have made an adjustment, as we have. A member of our team is in the office every day, And then we have a lawyer going in now 1 day a week for each of us. So each of my colleagues goes in on a Monday, somebody else goes in on a Tuesday. My day is Wednesday, and a further colleague will go in on Thursdays. Because if we don't have the lawyers back in the office, I think it does look like a bit of a failure in leadership. To make sure that we are present and embracing the new world. We can't trivialize what's happened. It's been devastating. But as an economy, it's we have an economy to keep going, and that's going to be even more devastating if we can't keep business flowing. There will be some tragedies, there will be some failures, but I think the government has provided an enormous amount of support, far more than perhaps you would have anticipated. And hopefully, we've taken advantages of some of those schemes. We have to. But hopefully, it'd be nice to see sort of business back to a new normal. I can't see it ever returning to what we had before.
But I mean, like you say, Jackie, it may be a case that actually, people, companies have learned a lot over this period of time, and the new norm might actually be a more balanced way of working going forward.
I think so. It's adjusted everybody's work-life balance, and perhaps you didn't realise that there was such pressure on you to get to the office on time, using public transport, doing these things, when actually there is a different way, and some may say a better way. And then you wonder whether perhaps, the investment in infrastructure should be driven perhaps more towards supporting the agile working. You can trust your employees to work from home, and I think that's the step that perhaps many people struggle with is, oh, well, they're just having a lovely time. But actually, people are working, I think, extremely hard from home. And, perhaps they're not being seen as working really hard, but we all have targets to meet, work to do, challenges to fulfill. And as long as those are being done, does it really matter if you're working in your pajamas?
No,
I'm not, by the way.
Agree. No, me neither.
Good.
So brilliant. That's fantastic. I mean, in terms of the the industry that you work in, give us an insight on how maybe that's been affected and how that's changed.
Okay, well, as you are aware, we are heavily representing a number of vintners and breweries, soft drinks as well as alcoholic drinks, and people aren't really consuming those in a social environment. They are from perhaps at home. So there has been an impact on a number of our clients in the sort of the creation of alcoholic drinks. Been a lot of wastage as well, where beer that is unable to be consumed because of its life, its shelf life. But we also act for a lot of clients within the catering industry, and of course restaurants, bars, wine bars are all closed. So and then the sort of the bigger the chains, the larger chains, of course, are looking at more serious implications for their business. So there will be a knock-on effect to the suppliers to that industry, as well as the industry themselves. I mean, they are facing, I think, quite a lot of redundancy prospects in there. But hopefully the next wave of restriction lifting may increase our abilities to go. I drove past a McDonald's drive-in the other day, and the queue was phenomenal. And I think it's just the chance of having something else is sort of driving that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I think everywhere around the world have experienced, where the where the fast food sort of chains have been able to, get back to work and start taking some trade again. And in some, like you say, in some form, it's strange to drive past a McDonald's as an example to, see a car park that's not jam packed like you would normally see all the time. But I think it's really positive and really good to see that the government are trying to, in some form, ease down a bit more on the restrictions to enable people to, to go out, to be able to go out and have a meal, albeit whatever the restrictions may be in terms of it being only a 50% capacity, etc. It's kind of the first steps, isn't it?
It's baby steps, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So also, Jackie, I saw on one of your LinkedIn posts that you had some success in the Supreme Court. I thought it might be a good opportunity for you to maybe tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, thank you. This case has been going on for some time. It went through the High Court, the Court of Appeal, and now finally in the Supreme Court. The preparation for the Supreme Court hearing happened just a week or so after lockdown. So it was quite interesting to have to prepare and fulfill all the criteria, which is quite extensive for a Supreme Court matter, from home. I know my colleague Nina was working weekends and got quite involved in dealing with this matter, and we had to use lots of additional resources that we perhaps wouldn't have. Thank you for Amazon for the Lever Arch files last minute. But it was it was a very interesting case, and it's been described as a landmark case, for the leading landmark case for this year, by Practical Law. There is a press release on the LinkedIn website if anyone wants to have a look, for Blaser Mills. It's quite a technical case. It was to do with a company in liquidation being denied the opportunity to refer a matter to adjudication based on its insolvency. But the court have overturned that and said, no, adjudication is such a good, positive way of resolving disputes and set-off that no company, despite its solvent condition, should be denied an opportunity to refer a matter to adjudication. So, it's really good news for creditors that there isn't a bar to a company getting a result or a decision just because of its insolvency. But certainly, I'd have a look at our website if you want more details, or the Supreme Court press release and judgment is available.
Brilliant. What we'll do is we'll try and maybe include a link direct to that to make it easier for people to obviously go and view that if they want to.
Brilliant.
In terms of the your sort of customers, have they been asking for help, and are you able to sort of help them, or is there anything that you're doing at the moment, Jackie, for any particular cases?
Yes, we're having an awful lot of inquiries about companies issuing notices of intention to appoint administrators. So possibly at the moment our insolvency work is a little bit higher than it would normally be. We're mindful of the situation that companies are finding themselves in. There's a bill going through Parliament at the moment, the Corporate Governance and Insolvency Bill. That will have an effect on winding up petitions. There'll be, if you want to wind somebody up, then there's additional sort of hurdles to get through if they're the likelihood is their financial situation became worse during the COVID period. Certainly other clients are saying, it's business as usual. There's more payment plans in place. But, if people don't pay their suppliers, then that will have an effect on the economy. It will just go up the chain. So I think wherever we can, if we can arrange payment plans, just really to get cash flowing through the economy, then that's a good thing.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And then I'll sort of move on to sort of one of my last questions, which was, have you got any key tips that you could provide to other business owners?
Yeah, it's a good time now to review your credit limits because they are changing on a regular basis. Certainly to use your monitoring service, we do, so that you're aware quickly of changes in customers' statuses. to look at all your other options that you do have. There's pro forma invoices, cash on accounts, maybe entering into payment plans for your ledger to try and get cash in while still being able to sort of maintain supplies. Review your retention of title, the amount of inquiries we've had for retention of title clauses, and then we found that our clients have signed up to different terms. You can think that you're trading on your own terms with a valid retention of title clause, and then you find, because a lot of people now have online platforms and sign here, tick this box, and you find yourself trading on different terms, and your own terms don't work. So it's worth doing an audit just to check, particularly your key customer accounts, whose terms you're trading on, and take steps accordingly.
Brilliant. I think that's some really, really good tips there for everybody. Yeah, so that sort of concludes it really, Jackie. So thank you for joining me and sharing your experiences and insights. And for those of you that would like to know more about either Co-Credo or indeed Blaser Mills, we'll have some details below for you to go to and have a look. So take care all, and continue to stay safe.